Welcome to Bay Area People. I'm Claudine Wong. Thanks for joining us. This week, we take you behind the scenes with the Contra Costa County Sheriff's Search and Rescue Group. We look at how the members train, who they are, and what they do. The COCOSAR group is considered one of the largest and best trained teams in the state, but it is also an all-volunteer nonprofit organization. And yet in 2015, the 200 or so team members logged 44,000 volunteer hours. The calls come in all the time.
We have our canine unit, we have our tracking unit, metal detector, mountain resource, urban search and rescue cadets, which are our youth of ages 14 to 17.
And when they search, the hundreds of volunteers are prepared to look from above and from the ground for missing people. In 2015, they got the call for help 40 times. And the goal is always to get people back home safely. That's what happened when this 64-year-old woman went missing from Antioch last August.
We have 6 dogs on the team. They're trained in various disciplines. If you think about a missing person and their last known point, they could go in any direction. That's a huge search area. But if the dogs can give us an idea of the direction that a missing person went, then we can focus the human searching in a much smaller area and have a greater chance of success.
And traveling does go with the territory. Approximately 1/3 of calls are mutual aid searches. 21 members of the team went to this search in Alpine County to help find a 71-year-old missing hiker from San Mateo County.
We train to deploy for up to 72 hours unsupported on any terrain and any weather in the state of California. We might walk into the search area, we might be inserted by helicopter or ATV. It can be really, really demanding. Some of the terrain we get into is vertical terrain, no trails, lots of brush and poison oak and nasty vegetation.
And then you're going to come back up Alhambra Creek Trail.
At home, the training always continues. Everyone is what they call ground pounders, but they also have specialties. The investigation unit is tasked with making sure resources are used efficiently by working closely with the victim's loved ones.
You basically have a 360-degree circle that keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger as long as the person's been gone. Well, rather than just send searchers out at random looking for clues and looking for subjects, one of our goals is to learn as much as we can about the missing subject. They are desperate for any kind of help. This is probably one of the worst days of their life. We have to assure them that there's a lot going on out there and we're here to help them.
You see the family that is missing a family member and you know that what you're doing is helping them out at a personal level.
It is not a responsibility any of them take lightly. It is a mission they embrace.
It's a sense of giving back to the community. It's a sense of community spirit. And you'll find that in every search and rescue member. Our motto is that others may live. That kind of summarizes our mission and why we're out here.
The SAR team does a lot of training. In fact, every month they tackle something a little different in pretty in-depth training exercises. Sometimes it's urban search and rescue. Sometimes it's a wilderness search. That was the case for the training exercise we were invited to watch, a search that lasted long after the sun went down. It started in the foothills of Mount Diablo.
We have what we call our hasty team, and that's the initial well-experienced, well-trained team members. There's about 70 of them, and we're going to call them first. Volunteers
showed up not knowing what to expect, but knowing how well they respond will impact how it ends.
They don't know the scenario. It's going to be a surprise when they get the call, just like any other search. So they're going to come in and they're going to meet with some role players, and they're going to get the scenario and they're going to have to act on it.
All right, so we're missing Deborah Geldman. She's a 67-year-old Caucasian female. She's been missing since 0800 this morning. She has light brown hair, 5'2", approximately 125 pounds. She's diagnosed with early Alzheimer's. She's known to have been in the area at 0800. Her vehicle is located in the parking lot right here. She's believed to be wearing blue jeans, a dark top, no further information on that, and a black jacket with a hood. That's the only information we have right now on her description.
They'll have to set up a command post, they'll have to get some initial assignments, and the main thing is they have to come up with a search strategy. They have to come up with either contain the area, get a direction of travel.
From the outside, it looks like the real thing. A car abandoned, clues waiting to be found.
And just kind of see if there's any disturbance that would say we had more than one person.
Okay.
Do we have a clue behind the car?
We do have a clue behind the car. We've got a white mitten, it looks like.
And then the scenario is going to lead them where they're going to have to call the full team out. And that'll be about an hour afterwards. So the full team will get a call, and we'll invite all 200 team members to come out tonight. And hopefully there will be a resolution. They'll find our missing subjects.
The resolution often takes hours, with the search going into the dark and cold as nighttime wears on. It is why they look at all the angles.
Well, rather than just send searchers out at random looking for clues and looking for subjects, one of our goals is to learn as much as we can about the missing subject. And what we do is send trained team members in to meet with the family, friends, co-workers, anybody who might have some insight.
It is also why they use every resource they can to find the victims as quickly as possible.
We have other resources like the canines and the trackers who might help give us the direction of travel, but what we're trying to do here is get ahead of the game and understand the motivation where they might be headed.
There are so many moving parts when it comes to a search and rescue operation. When we come back, we break it all down, taking a closer look at the specialists within this incredible group.
Some of the terrain we get into is vertical terrain, no trails,